Welcome to the best gambling show on the internet. This is the home of the money pick. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you subscribe. Week 8 upsets to bet. This is the home of the upset. And you saw last week that anything can happen in this damn league. You saw how we chose the Bears, and you saw how much criticism I got. Listen, this league is absolutely insane. Anything can happen. First game on the upset list, we got the New York Giants at the Seattle Seahawks. Giants are plus 3.5. They're in a similar position as they were last week. They were on the list last week, and I don't see much differently happening. I think the Giants somehow plucked this game. There isn't a lot of science to it. I don't think Daniel Jones is throwing the ball all that well. But one thing I will say is Dabble and this offense, it's well run. It's well organized. You saw how much he's been running Daniel Jones. And really the difference in that Jags game was Daniel Jones on the read option. The Jags completely stopped Saquon. But Daniel Jones was able to keep the chains moving. And let's go to the Seahawks, man. I'm impressed with what they're doing on offense. Not more so about Geno Smith. I know that's what everyone's getting excited about, but I'm excited about the 3 tight end sets, the 2 tight end sets, and the way they're pounding people with Kenneth Walker. But I think that stops against the Giants. I think the Giants stop the run, and I think the Giants make the big plays at the opportune times. That's what they do week in and week out. Like I said, I'm not a big Giants believer. I'm not a big Jets believer. But the Giants just keep making plays at the right times that swing games. I like them with the spread, but I actually might consider taking that money line. Next game, we got the Washington no-names, the Commanders, at the Indianapolis Colts. No-names are plus 3. We saw this work down, so I guess I'm not alone in it, but I really feel like the no-names win in the cover. Let's get to the Colts. We called that Tennessee one, but they had a chance to win that game. They injured Tannehill early, and they weren't able to do anything. And I think it's the right move going to Ellinger, but I'm not one of those guys, you throw in a 3rd, 4th, 5th rounder, and I get excited, when you show the dog the treat, he'll start to salivate. I'm not one of those guys. We have to see the evidence, and he was awesome during preseason, but we know that means fuck all in an NFL regular season games, and the no-names aren't going to do anything sophisticated on defense. We know that. They should sit back and play cover 4, like Aaron Rodgers said last week. But one thing the no-names do is they get good defensive line play. Will Chase Young be back? I don't know. Even without him, I feel like they'll manhandle this Colts offensive line in pass blocking situations. And let's get to Heineke. Man, Heineke, he kind of is like a broke man's version of Ryan Fitzpatrick. But these guys have a little bit of magic about him. I mean, you're going to get 2 or 3 absolute terrible throws a game. The throw to cap off that game against the Packers in the 2-minute drill was absolutely heinous, but it completed. And Heineke's not scared to make things happen, and he has the ad-lib ability for the no-name. So everyone is saying, Ellinger's going to give the Colts this ad-lib ability because their offense line can't block. I don't know, man. I think Heineke is able to generate plays. Heineke is able to generate the ball to Terry McLaurin down the field. And at the end of the day, I think the no-names got more dogs than the Colts. Give me the no-names plus 3, and I'm not so sure the Colts haven't quit on Frank Reich. I don't think just throwing Matty Melt out of there is enough. Next game, we got the Miami Dolphins at the Detroit Lions. Lions are plus 3.5. Listen, I'm digging a fucking trench here. I'm very frustrated with what I've seen out of the Lions. I'm a Minnesota Viking fan, and I've always known the Lions are a big joke, and they always get hype. But I'm telling you, that Lions team could have won that game against the Cowboys. They're on the 1/2 yard line. It's 10-6 late in the third quarter. and then they fumble a quarterback to running back exchange. It doesn't get much more worse than that. It doesn't get much more pathetic than that. But listen, I started a Miami bandwagon this year, and people claimed I was a Miami hater. No, I like good football. I like explosive football. I don't know what Tua's going to be able to do this game. And with any game with Tua, you're walking on eggshells, especially with how the NFL is watching him, the eye in the sky. He gets dinged in the shoulder. They could call a concussion, even if he passes and clears the protocol, a la Teddy Bridgewater against the Jets. So when I'm looking at that situation, I'm looking at a Lions defensive line that was pretty decent last week in the pass rush. I'm looking at a Lions defense that covered a little bit better. And we know the Lions have their defensive problems, but you put a kudo on Tyreek Hill. Listen, that's Tyreek Hill's still going to go off. But I don't know if Tua is going to be able to get the ball to him. I don't know if Tua is comfortable right now. And I also think one thing that everyone is sleeping on the Miami Dolphins is this front seven. We're seeing with some of their secondary players going down and the fact they can't send as many blitzes. This front four, they're not getting to the quarterback like I thought they would, and they are getting rushed against. And I've been saying, when is DeAndre Swift coming back? When is DeAndre Swift coming back? If DeAndre Swift comes back, give him the Lions in a damn upset. Next game. Make sure you hit the like button. Make sure you share the videos. We got the Green Bay Packers at the Buffalo Bills. Packers plus 10.5, plus 11 on a lot of books. I saw on Caesars they were up to plus 12. I want to caution people. As someone who sat through that full no-names Packers game last night, I want to caution you. Do not bet the Packers in this spot. I saw a lot of comments saying Packers money line. Let's take a hurl at it. I don't think it's worth it. They're absolutely bad, man. And they can't throw the ball over 3 or 4 yards, and there's nothing working downfield. And I think Aaron Rodgers has completely lost confidence in his guys. Like, listen, do I think there could be an Alamo performance here and the Packers could cover? Of course I do. We are talking about Aaron the Game Rodgers. They do have decent players like Aaron Jones. But listen, man, and the Packers defense, they just haven't performed all that well this year. They get 7 points for the Packers, and it doesn't even help. It doesn't even make a damn bit of difference. Please stay away from this game. Next game, Thursday Night Football. We got the Baltimore Ravens at the Tampa Bay Bucks. Bucks are plus 1.5. There has to be a response. I mean, I guess I'm using the same line of thinking you guys are using for the Packers upset, that, you know, at a certain point, this team has to wake up. At a certain point, there has to be a response. And how many games in a row is Brady going to play bad? I'm with you on that. But this is more about the Ravens. The Ravens always find a way to give away games. If you look at their film, if you look at their games play by play, situation by situation, they should be the Atlanta Falcons of this year. They should damn near have covered every single game they stepped on the field in the NFL, and that's a rather hard thing to say in this cutthroat league. But the Ravens, they just find a way to keep you in the game. They find a way to make a mistake. The defense finds a way to blow a coverage. And I think the Bucs will have an Alamo here. I think they will come in fighting for their life, scratching like an animal pushed up against a wall. And I think we see a response from the Bucs. And I wonder what the Ravens have in them. If the Bucs even come out here with a B- game, a different type of offensive game plan, I wonder what the response will be from the Ravens. So far this year, it hasn't been good. Anytime a team responds against the Ravens, they could be up 7, 14, they could be up 24, 27 points against Miami. Anytime a team responds against the Ravens, they seem to fall and crumble. Hit the like button, share the videos. I didn't mean to go that far, Jesus. I damn near wrecked my laptop.